How are we doing, everyone? Sam from United People's TV. As you can see, there's a split screen going on here. We've got Ben Mitchell and we've got Chris Nightingale. Say hi, guys.
I'm it.
And
Hello there, lads.
we're here to preview the upcoming game, final game of the season against Bournemouth at home. Obviously, United coming in off the back of a really, really demoralising 3-2 defeat to West Ham. It was always going to be a boisterous night at Upton Park. That's kind of what I expected. I didn't expect that shit to kick off before the game, and that really took hold of the players. First 45 minutes, we weren't in it at all, were we, Ben?
No. I mean, to be honest with you, within the first 10 minutes, we should have been buried, to be honest with you. We were quite fortunate to just be 1-0 down. I, like probably many, we were just sort of waiting for the second and maybe third to go in. And, you know, in a way, I kind of hope, you know, I kind of, hope, but I kind of, you know, wish that would have happened, because it would have made it a lot easier to, you know, take in the end. But having that bit of hope just killed us off.
Obviously, Martial came in and basically single-handedly dragged us back into the game, back in there 2-1, Chris. Did you think at that point that, you know, we could turn it around? Are we going to hold on to this? And then, what was it, 3 minutes later, bam.
Yeah, no, I was absolutely buzzing when Martial scored. I feel really sorry for Martial because he pretty much single-handedly got us back in that game. And it's just a real kick in the teeth that defensively we were just all over the shop. We couldn't defend set pieces. And you can't give set pieces away against West Ham. That's their strength. Everyone knows it. They've been playing like that all season. And we've just been let down by poor defensive positioning by, well, Blind mainly, in my opinion. And yeah,
it's strange. I mean, I think we've conceded 52 goals this season. 21 of them have been by set pieces. And United knew that going in against West Ham. And then you got Herrera, who had an absolute stinker, somehow giving away the free kick to Payet. And then you have Valencia going in the back of, was it Payet again? It's just, there were pointless free kicks that could have been avoided. But United lost their heads, never really had it. And because of that, we head into the last game of the season against Bournemouth, now with the Champions League out of our hands. So we're at home against Bournemouth. You know, it's not outside the realm of possibility that Man City could draw against Swansea. But that's not going to be enough. I think we need a win. So I think we're 2 points behind them. Our goal difference is gone. But they've got to lose against Swansea. It's the only result that can get us there. Do you think it can happen, Ben?
To be honest, no. I think, as you just pointed out, basically, them, you know, if a draw wasn't good enough for them, then, like you just said, it's not beyond the realms of possibility. But, you know, the criminal thing from the other night was that we had the 3 points and then we concede like a couple of minutes later, then just shut up shop, take the point. And surely that was discussed before the game, you know, that, you know, a point wouldn't be the worst result in the world for us at West Ham, and then, you know, over to City, can they get the win? But, you know, obviously we threw it away. But yeah, I don't know. I don't see it. I think City will either get a comfortable point, or it'll be another sort of late heartbreak scenario for us again, where we get that little dash of hope, because that's been the story of our season. We've been handed a bit of hope and it's just taken away. And it wouldn't surprise me if that happens again the weekend. So,
I mean, looking at how we're going to play against Bournemouth, you know, are you expecting us to win, Chris, or can you expect? It doesn't matter what goes on with against Man City, because maybe we're going to slip up against Bournemouth.
Well, you're kind of hoping it's not one of those situations like the Norwich and Southampton game earlier in the season, where we come up against a team that's lower down in the league and we just don't show up. You've got to think that I don't expect Man City to drop points against Swansea. For some reason, I think Man City are actually going to turn up because they need to, and that's going to be enough
against Real Madrid.
Yeah, that's true. But we've just given ourselves too much to do. And Bournemouth, although they've got nothing to play for, it's going to be a party time for them, because they've stayed up this season. They've got Premier League football next season. They've got nothing to lose coming to Old Trafford. So yeah, it's going to be a tight game. And I just think we've given us...
Yeah, sorry. We've got one eye on the cup final as well, haven't we? So
yeah, and obviously we're going to have at least one eye on the FA Cup final. We got on the 21st of May. Martial, he pulled up with a little bit of a limp after clashing knees in the West Ham game. Shook it off quite well and then carried on. Obviously, going into the game, his fitness was a question, but he looked electric. I mean, it's incredible how his season's gone. But I just like you were saying, Ben, there's been so many false dawns this season, and the West Ham game was a false dawn within a game. Well, normally you get it with wins or losses, but inside that game we're losing, now we're winning, now we're losing again. It was just, it was everything that's wrong with United this season, and the defending was just atrocious. I do agree with you, Chris. I think Blynn's, his positional, obviously when Andy Carroll spurned his chance, and he was also keeping Antonio onside by about 5 yards. He was just too deep. Daley Blind, I think, has done very well at centre-back when we're controlling and we're comfortable in games. When it gets to the crunch time and he needs to, I don't know, in the summer I'd definitely sign a centre-back regardless of how Blind has played this season. But, I mean, if we're going to go for predictions, what are your predictions, Ben, for the game this weekend against Bournemouth?
I think it's going to be a dull affair. I think we'll probably scrape the win. I think it's going to be similar to a lot of games we've seen at Old Trafford this season. Low scoring, but I think we'll get the job done. But again, it all depends on the teams. You know, like are we going to rest for the FA Cup final? You know, because now you take Martial out of our team and Rashford, and all of a sudden the attack is so blunt.
Well, we saw it against Norwich.
Exactly. I mean, we were so lucky against Norwich, really. You know, I mean, they were crap, but I mean, we were so slow and just same old shit. But basically, you know, I don't know. I'm always trying to be optimistic, but it's hard to be, you know. But yeah, I think we'll get the job done. I'll probably go for maybe 2-0 or 2-1.
And what do you think, Chris?
I agree with Ben. I think it's going to be a tight affair. I mean, Bournemouth play an open game, so that kind of suits us, but it does depend on what side we put out. I think we'll get the job done. I think it'll be a 1-0. I think it'll be low scoring, but we'll score a goal, but it still won't be enough. I think City have got it, unfortunately. I think.
Yeah, I do. I think our chance was against West Ham. Everyone knew that, but I suppose it's semi unlucky that we had to play West Ham in that game, in that scenario, at that point of the season. But it's how the footballing gods work, and it didn't. You know, we shouldn't have been in that situation because we shouldn't have lost against Norwich, Sunderland, Stoke. So you know, we forced ourselves into this situation. I can't see us losing against Bournemouth. I personally see it as Van Gaal's farewell to Old Trafford, and I think Van Gaal might know that himself. Whether he knows it or he really knows it is something different altogether. But it's going to be the end of it's been a just phenomenally crazy season. I don't know how to describe it. Right from Leicester winning it to Chelsea having the worst defence of a Premier League title, they beat Moyes, to I don't know, wherever you look, Bournemouth somehow being where they are.
Tottenham challenging for the league.
Well, that came out of nowhere. But I'll be happy when this season's over. Moving into next year, we've obviously got Guardiola coming in for City. Pochettino signed a new deal at Spurs. That's great business by them. Wenger hopefully will still be at Arsenal, just being Arsenal. And United, will it be Mourinho? Will it be Van Gaal? Will it be Giggs? I think no fan knows at this moment. It's extremely frustrating time to sit there. And we're just fans. Imagine trying to be a player thinking if United are trying to pursue and sign you, they're thinking, you know, I don't know who's going to be manager next year. How can I really sign for you? Because obviously everyone's frustrated about Renato Sanchez. But, you know, fingers crossed we can win. End of the season offers a high. I mean, our record at home has been, I think, the best in the league this year, which kind of shows how bad we are away from home. But you know, thanks for coming on, Ben. Thanks for coming on, Chris. Obviously, I didn't give my prediction. I'm going to say 2-1, because I don't think our defence is any good right now, so we will concede. But I do think we got enough to win. It will be a sunny day at Old Trafford. End the season on a high, no matter how low it's got at some points this season. But anyway, cheers talking, lads, and see you at Old Trafford on Sunday.
No problem.
On Sunday.
Mate.
Take it
See you
easy.
later.